And welcome, guys. Welcome to the Hairwire Live, guys. Finally, we're doing our live show, guys. Welcome, everyone. My name is Sergio Cardona, alongside with my beautiful crew, Carrie, Jared, and Bisan Dipsy. How you guys doing?
Whoa, we're doing okay. We're so excited.
It's exciting,
Hi.
going live. And finally, streaming on YouTube, guys.
Wow. You guys, we worked hard and we recorded a lot of episodes just for the dream that we can go live and talk to all of you and have answer all your questions just live here on YouTube on the Hairwire.
Yes. Hey, we want to welcome you guys to our community here at the Hairwire. If this is the first time joining in with us, let me tell you, this channel right here, it's all about education on your hair, on your scalp. So whatever problem that you're facing with your scalp and your hair, let us know. We're here to help you. We are 3 certified trichologists here, 3 technicians, 3 experts here in our very own fields. We have cosmetologists, we have researchers, we have clinicians. Hey, we have marketing, we have everything. Do you guys play any instruments, by the way?
I used to play the violin when I was.
Hey, you see?
When I was
I Highland dance. I could dance to a bagpipe around swords. Legit, I can.
You can cook? Wait
Yeah,
a minute. You can cook?
A little.
It's never cooked us anything.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
That's
yet.
coming up.
Yeah, that's in the future. That's in the future. Hey guys, hope you are having fun with us here at the Hairwire. And today we're going to be talking about trichology. If you guys have seen our episodes, we talk a lot about different scalp and hair conditions. But it is important that we start our first live talking about what is trichology. What do trichologists do? Where do we come from? What is the history behind trichology? And it's very fascinating, guys. It's very fascinating. So I'm going to start here with my friend Bisan. Biz, what is a trichologist? What is trichology? What is trichology? Let's start with the basic. What is trichology?
So tricho is a Greek name, means hair. And trichology, like biology, is the science of hair. So trichology started long time ago. There are many stories. Where did it start? Actually, it started as a medical field in the beginning, and I'm sure Carrie has a really good story about that. One time she shared it to me. She will tell you after that. But it started in a medical field in the beginning, where a trichologist, I'm sure they used to call them a trichologist at that point. They used to examine also like body wounds or like broken legs or something like that. But it evolved to be only science towards hair and scalp disorders. So there was a book that is published in the early 1956, something like that. That book was about trichology, and they explain that our hair is very vital marker for our health inside our bodies. And they did categorize or characterize each hair loss condition. It's a bit different than how we characterize it right now. And actually, there's other people in Europe, they characterize it differently, as I learned recently. But in a way, they're talking about hair loss conditions, different kind of hair loss conditions, and different kinds of scalp disorders. And it was in the beginning, it was only doctors who used to diagnose your hair condition. But then after that, it became so popular since more than 50% of the population loses their hair at any certain point of time. That's why it becomes so more popular and more in demand. And now not only dermatologists and doctors can diagnose, also there's something called a trichologist who can assess. We as a trichologist, we don't diagnose, we assess the hair condition because we studied all kinds of hair conditions. We studied the reasons for the hair conditions. We are not doctors, of course. We don't say you should take this prescription or that prescription, but usually we are holistic people who every trichologist has a niche. Some people are very well versed in essential oils. Some people are very well versed in science, like myself. Some people are very well versed in biology, like Sergio. And so basically, every trichologist has a niche because, as I mentioned, hair itself, to stop hair loss, there is so many factors to it. But collectively, we can actually share an idea and we can assess and find a solution for hair loss. So I don't know if I answered your question, but in short, trichology is the study of hair loss and scalp disorders.
Yeah, basically. So Carrie, on your experience, I mean, you have been behind the chair and you incorporated trichology into your practice. Now, what was your client's take on the process? I mean, they seen you as a cosmetologist for many years, and then you incorporated trichology. I mean, it's not something that unusual considering, who Carrie Jarrett is, but but the thing is, how did they take it? Because it's something new for them. And, the idea to open it up to a hair specialist, someone who will dedicate studies just to the hair and scalp disorders. How was that transition for you, basically?
Well, for me, it was an easy one. I've always been obsessed with hair health and health in general on particularly with my own health journey too. And when I had something to really affirm all of my research and what I've been doing, it kind of just helped me bring all my information into one spot and have one cohesive, like, I'm a trichologist, not this. So yeah, my clients loved it. And, they brag about it all the time that I'm not just a hairdresser. And most hairdressers aren't just a hairdresser. We're also friends, we're family with a lot of our clients, but it's the trichology title, it brought it up a whole notch because now I'm someone to listen to them above hair, above mental health and communication and relationship, but also talk about health and be able to actually help them. And so, yeah, it definitely brought up my clients, I guess, confirmation. They already trusted me from the get-go, but I don't know. It brought it up a whole new level with everything and being able to communicate with me. And a lot of my clients, just from looking at their hair, I've helped them pinpoint health issues that a lot of even their doctors have missed. So it's been pretty cool to see everything.
It is. It is very cool, the opportunity that we have as scalp and hair professionals to engage into people and help them with many scalp and hair issues. I mean, whenever we talk about hair loss, it's a very emotional subject for anyone. I mean, losing the hair, having issues, how I see myself today. Every time I wash my hair, the clumps that come out, how that affects me. How do I see myself, and how do I think others see me? Because that's the other thing. Whenever we are losing hair, we worry so much about, what is happening to us, but what we think others see in us. And, that right there is a very scary thought. I mean, you style your hair in a certain way because you want to cover it up, any spaces that you might feel that you are having or that you truly have, because that's the thing. We have people who feel that they're losing hair, which, it looks pretty normal at that point. And there's people who are actually having hair loss. And that hair loss, it becomes, somewhat difficult to deal with. And, in whenever we talk about in the psychological aspects of it, is very daunting. Is very daunting, to say the least. So, Biz, what brought you to become a certified trichologist? I mean, you are a researcher, and you are also a scalp micropigmentation artist, one of the very first. So, and that's something. I mean, guys, if you do not know Bisan, she's an SMP artist, one of the best in the country, and yeah, she is. You have to admit it, Biz. I know you don't like to admit it, but yes, you are.
Yes, thank you. I love it. Actually,
Yeah, but how how you got there? How you got there? Let us
yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's very interesting, actually. Very interesting story. I will share it with you. I will be like very happy to share it with you. So back in the days when I did my master's in biotechnology, I had to do an internship. So the internship that I landed on, it was on Stanford University in the neurology department. That has nothing to do with hair, right?
Exactly. It has nothing to do with hair whatsoever.
So I used to be a research assistant, and I was in charge of the mice room. I used to breed them. I used to do PCR on them, and I used to knock them out with different kind of peptides and genes to knock their genes with different peptides so we can study their behavior if they got stroke or Alzheimer's disease. And of course, there's a lot of techniques that they teach us. And one time, one postdoc came to us and he said, "Did you guys hear about PRP?" It's like, what is PRP? That was like 2000. That was 2010. It's like, what is PRP? What is that? Like PRP, I never heard about it before. So he said something called platelet-rich plasma. And we can even take it from the blood, or we can take it from fat cells. And when you take this PRP, which is the platelets, the concentrated part of the whole process, then this has a lot of growth factors. Then where you inject it anywhere in your body, scientifically speaking, it will regenerate that area. And then he stopped and he said, he is a postdoc, so he is a researcher too. He said, "I have been losing my hair since ever. And I wonder if I did that, because scientifically speaking, if I put it on my hair, it should regenerate my hair."
Wow.
So he said, "Bisan, what about we start doing that on mice to see?" So I'm sure there was other PRP people, other like researching entities doing this, but I myself didn't know what is this, like what hair PRP, what is this? So anyway, we started injecting these mice with PRP, and there was hair growing out of. They were more hairy in a way, and then they did all their research, and then this is how I started to think about it's something very interesting. And then I went to Dubai and I worked with a hair transplant surgeon who used PRP on a regular basis to regenerate hair. Then I became fascinated with the idea. Then scalp micropigmentation came out, and then I jumped onto
Basically,
it.
you've been traveling around the world, just working around hair, just to finally become a certified trichologist. It's amazing.
Exactly. And then exactly, I jumped into it and I learned scalp micropigmentation. And then I know PRP and scalp micropigmentation, but PRP needs a medical license, so I cannot do it. I used to explain it only. And then I came back to California and I worked with a hair surgeon again, and who does PRP and scalp micropigmentation. And at that point, I'm fascinated in nutrition. I have been dealing with my own health issues too. So I was fascinated with nutrition, and I never wanted to treat my health issues with drugs because I am against all these chemicals. I'm a biochemist. I know exactly what drugs can do. So I started to research a lot of nutrition, a lot of GI issues, a lot that caused my hair loss at that point. I understand PRP, I understand SMP. It's like there is one thing that is missing here. Is there any field? And I swear you to God, it was 2014. I did not hear the word trichology before. I swear to you.
Wow.
Even after all these hair stuff, nobody mentioned the word trichology before in front of me. I never read it. I never did. And then it's like, and I was sitting in my apartment at that point. I was like, there must be something that teach me all about this under one roof, about your health, about your nutrition, about SMP, about PRP, about what should I do with my hair. My hair is oily, my hair is dry. Like, something should teach me, or there's a book, or there's, So I started.
There's got to be something.
There's gonna be something. I was like, if there's something, I need to create that thing. I don't know what it is, but there's gonna be something. So I started Googling, and then there's apparently there's something called trichology that you can study hair loss conditions and differentiate between their the conditions, and study scalp disorders, and treat them holistically. I was like, bingo, that's what I want. I spent 15 years now just roaming around myself, and now that's it. That's what I want to study. And I did go ahead and I took a course about trichology. And I read a book, this book, that I mentioned in the beginning, the first book ever written in trichology. It was like that big of a book. And then
that's small, huh? That's small.
Yes. And starting from then, I was like, yes, I need to dig deeper in this field, because you know why, Sergio? I think after all studying neurology, studying biology, studying all the stuff, trichology is the mother of all these sciences, because your hair is the first sign of something wrong happening inside your body. So if you don't understand what is in here, you will never dig deeper inside to see what was the trigger that actually made you to lose hair in the first place. So that's my story.
I like that. I like that. How about you, Carrie? I mean, definitely you are involved in hair. You're a cosmetologist. You're seeing people, suffering from hair loss. You are also into natural remedies and into the natural realm, if we would like to say. So how did you end up being a certified trichologist?
Mine's a funny one. So mine's a long one. Quick Coleman's version. I grew up in the salons, became a licensed hair cosmetologist when I was 21, but I started apprenticing when I was 14. Started behind the chair. I had a young girl come into my chair with trichotillomania, and I was like, what is this? Started researching, and I went down the rabbit hole, and that's when I found about trichology, and I took every single book I could in trichology, and I started taking my training online through correspondence. This was before online was even available. And did it through correspondence. And
I remember that course. Yeah,
very long, lots of printed out paper. Fell asleep a lot. But I ended up finding one that came out online, and I met the couple who were doing it, and they took me under their wing, and I took the course. But then during that time, I ended up getting my salon that I had. I ended up having get caught in the flood, and I lost my shop, went through bankruptcy, and of course I couldn't afford to finish the course, and so I stepped away from it. And my mom's like, well, why don't you go back and finish your marketing? And so it's how I ended up with my marketing degree, which I do have a marketing degree too, and became a professional hair blogger, and I built a hair website called Hair Knowledge. And then years went by, and I ended up getting really sick myself and got introduced to epigenetics for my own health journey. Yet did I not know that epigenetics and trichology go hand in hand. I did not know this until 2 years ago. So I was hardcore studying epigenetics for my own health journey and for my clients too, because I believed in what I was talking about, especially with the trichology information that I did learn and finish. But then during COVID, actually, ironically, during COVID, on my birthday, all my affiliate links, all my web stuff crashed. And I was like, well, now what am I going to do? So my husband's like, why don't you go back to school and finish your trichology? So I only had 3 modules left to do. So I contacted the school where I started, and I told them what happened. They said, well, we're online. Come online. You just got to review. So I literally reviewed everything in 6 months. That's where I met Basan. That's where I met you. They found out I am also a webmaster, and they hired me to bring on and build their mastership of a website. And that's how kind of things happened. And then I was in a lecture while I was listening to it just to build up my credits. I was listening to a lecture, and they started talking about epigenetics. And I was like, what? I literally stopped everything, paused, I rewound it, and I said, I replayed it, and they're talking about how trichology and epigenetics are hand in hand. And I fell off my chair. I'm like, holy cow, I know a lot about epigenetics. And that's when I started my journey and really niching and finding out that I'm an expert in epigenetics and trichology. And it's kind of how it happened. Yeah. Cole's note short, but yeah. So now I am your cosmetologist, trichologist, but I'm also a mentor in obviously online business for trichologists and online people. And now we have the Hair Wire, which we're building to support more trichologists and to reach out more consumers like yourselves to help with your hair loss journey and health in general, because it's a key factor. Your hair tells you a lot. It's like a magic ball. I could tell a lot about your hair just looking at it, feeling it, smelling it. It's tells us a lot. So
that's
anyway,
true.
Me. Insert here you go.
You forgot to mention that you're one of the top leading experts in hair extensions in all North America.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
she's humble about it. I mean, this crew right here, guys, this crew right here is something else. So I wanted to bring that up because people need to know who you guys are. I mean, you're not just the people of the Hair Wire. I mean, you are the people of the Hair Wire.
Yeah, and the hair extension, I started that to help people with hair growth. And yes, I have won a lot of awards. I'm a regional educator for a company. And yeah, I've done a lot with hair extensions, but my main thing to get in hair extensions wasn't the vanity side of it. It was helping people. And I do have people with health hair growth programs, and like even the young girl with the trichotillomania, we used to actually hair extensions was one of the tools I used to help her get through the hump. So yeah, thanks for throwing me on the spot. I'm all flesh now.
Hey, bringing back a lot of memories, where we started is something special for me. I'm a second generation, so I knew my father was a trichologist. I mean, funny thing for me is to express my kindergarten teacher what my father was doing. We're like, what's your father? He's a trichologist. A trichol what? So for me came naturally. Now, what really drove me into trichology was the fact that when I hit 16, I started college very earlier. So when I got into college at 16, after my first semester, I was losing hair like crazy. And I was a school athlete, so naturally when I got into college I was also an athlete over there. And I remember that a news crew came to college campus, and they were taking videos, and they were up in the bleachers. And I remember I was watching the replay on the news. I'm like, hey, who's that bald guy? Oh, that's me. Oh, yeah, exactly like that. I'm like, oh, that cannot happen. I mean, the son of a trichologist is becoming bald. And the thing is, I have my uncles, my grandparents, and my brothers. Actually, I'm the only one with hair out of all my brothers. I'm the only one still with hair. And the reason is because I started looking out for my hair. I was like, Dad, you have to do something about your son. It's bad promo to have another bald son. So you got to do something about me, And we started working, and that's when I became passionate about trichology. I mean, seeing my father work in his clinic. I mean, I've been working in my father's clinic since I was 11 years old. Of course, I'm not doing trichology. I'm just, helping with the paperwork, taking out the trash, things in that order. But I was involved. I was eager to learn about everything that my father was doing in his clinic. So that got me going. And I started working with him. And little that I knew, when I got into college, I studied biology because I wanted to complement my trichology. I've studied trichology under his wing, and I've been doing it since 1998. So about 24 years now? 25 years. Oh my God, it's 25 years today. Wow. Yeah. Time flies.
25 years, actually. Yeah.
25 years doing trichology is amazing.
Yeah.
The thing is, I would say that I love my life, and I love the idea of helping people, the thousands of people that have come through our clinic, and they come in and they have a situation, they're losing their hair, and we are able to pinpoint what is happening. And that's what makes trichology interesting, because a lot of folks, they say, well, I'm losing my hair, I will go to a dermatologist. I'm say, that's good, you can go to a dermatologist. But unfortunately, the experience that most people get with a dermatologist is that most of them are not properly trained to manage hair loss. I mean, the skin is such a big system. It's such a big organ. It's the biggest organ in our body. And you have dermatologists who are more specialized into face, hands, body. We have dermatologists who are more specialized in cancer. I mean, dermatology itself needs to be sub-specialized into the different regions of our body because of, how our skin works. And I get that. And out of respect to all of our dermatologists, which we love, and we understand there's a lot of new research, there's a lot of work. I mean, try to consider, a dermatologist being up to date into what's the latest shampoo. I mean, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Besides just keeping up with the new meds, the new studies, trying to keep up again with the new shampoos, the new conditioners, what's new at the hair salon, that's a lot of work. And the people who are actually doing that are the trichologists. And I have an experience with a dermatologist. She's a friend of mine, and she came to my clinic and she brought me her husband. And once she saw the length of the work that we do, taking hair samples, putting them under microscope, using a dermatoscope, doing pH levels, doing sebometers, using a UV scope. I mean, using epigenetic testing, and all the things that we do to gather information. She was quite impressed with it, and she said to me, "You know what, Sergio? I only do 5-minute consultations. I can't do what you're doing. So let's do this. If I have patients suffering with hair loss, I'm going to send them to you. And if they need, medications, if they need injections, let me know. So I will work with them in that angle. You do your trichology, I'll do the medical side of it, and we will work together." And we have been since then. And that's what trichology is. Trichology is basically a bridge between the cosmetology world, between the cosmetic world and the medical world, and we bring it together. And not only that, as Bisan was saying, and also Carrie, there's a lot of science in between. We have psychology, we have epigenetics, of course, we have biology, we have chemistry, we have biochemistry, we have naturopathy. I mean, there's so many fields in the science that in one way or another, they touch the hair. They try to treat the hair in some way. And trichology incorporates all of those knowledge into one science. That's what makes trichology unique. That's what makes trichologists so special. Now, many of you who are watching, you might say, well, Sergio, are all trichologists the same? Unfortunately, not. Not all trichologists are the same, because as we was mentioned at the beginning, most of us comes from different niche, and we have been working different areas. And I might find a trichologist who is more specialized in hair replacement. I will have to find a trichologist who's more specialized in treating sebderm or treating psoriasis, or someone who's specialized only on androgenetic alopecia. Right now we have that. And then we have a group of trichologists who are more into the clinical side of it. And that's where we come from. We're more clinicians into it. And because of that, this is why we have this show, guys, because we're clinicians. We see patients constantly. We work with them. And because of that, we have a broader experience, and we're able to incorporate most of this knowledge into one clinic. And this is what we're doing right now. And it is very fascinating, the work that we do. And because of it, we are able to, of course, get great results. And I know a lot of people may say, well, there's plenty of products out there. Why do I need a trichologist? Well, very simply, there's tons of product. There are tons of treatments. There are tons of procedures out there. Is that the one that is right for you? That's what trichologists do. You know, we make sure that you get what you really need, not just as a sales standpoint, because you will go to many places. And let me give you an example. I own a TED machine, and TED is basically one of the hottest new tools right now on hair loss. And people are selling TED treatments like candy, and they shouldn't, because it's not for everyone. and that's where we as trichologists come apart. We stand apart from the rest, because we will guide you. We will guide you to what's right, and we will tell you what's wrong, and how are we gonna be switching as you progress. Because that's the other thing. A lot of companies, they want to stick you to a program for the rest of your life. And the fact is, that program might be right for you at the beginning, but once the shedding is under control, do you still need to be using that? No, you need to change. You need to switch. And who's going to be telling you that? No one, unless you are under the wing of a certified trichologist who's going to be taking care of you. And that's what we are doing. Now, Biz, talking about this process of taking care of clients, you have been doing research on PRP, you have been doing SMP, you have been working with a surgeon, and you have seen many of these patients. And what is, what's your take on, the process on when people start and as they progress, and when they finally achieve that, that equilibrium phase into their process, what do you see? What do you see into the process, and why is it so important to have a trichology in between?
So, and I worked in Dubai with a hair transplant surgeon for 5 years, and California for another 5 years. So as a hair transplant surgeons, usually they prescribe medication, which is to all their patients who did the hair transplant. Which is the finasteride. We all know about it. It is 1 milligram. It will block the action of DHT for that period of time while you are taking it. And then you will keep, the patient will keep the hair, the existing hair, and also make sure that the transplanted hair will not fall down afterwards because of the action of DHT. Mm-hmm. That's perfectly fine. That's how hair transplant surgeons be successful in doing a hair surgery. However, during all my experience with all these patients, some do have some side effects from the finasteride, and they cannot be on finasteride for this side effect, which is only 3% out of the population. So these people has to go different routes, holistic routes, like taking DHT blockers that is herbal, like saw palmetto. Of course, saw palmetto, it is not as powerful as finasteride, it is, but because he cannot take finasteride because of the side effect, then saw palmetto alone will not be helpful, cannot stand alone. So that particular person, male or female, like usually males more take the finasteride than females. Either though females after menopause, they can take finasteride. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about male population right now. After they take saw palmetto, they need to have other scalp treatments, other holistic approaches to keep their hair. They spend $10,000 on their hair surgery.
Yeah.
Not to lose this hair because of the action of DHT 5 years later. And some people actually mix up two things. Oh, this doctor hair transplant surgeon is not good because I lost all my hair 5 years later. Well, you did not maintain it. But after I worked with both hair transplant surgeons, I actually went to my boss and said, you need a trichologist in-house. You know why? Because to make your hair transplant surgery successful, I need to explain to your clients, to your patients, that you need to maintain this hair.
Exactly.
Of course, as a trichologist, you both know that after the hair transplant surgeon done with the hair transplant the hair needs to be maintained. The scalp, he might have a subderm, he might have a psoriasis problem. This is totally different issues that may arise after the fact of hair transplant that has nothing to do with hair transplant. It is what life is. And also, nutrition wise, a lot of women do after hair surgery because they now have so much hair. Oh, I'm gonna do a crash diet. I'm gonna kill myself exercise.
Yeah,
This is why a trichologist is very important in a hair transplant clinic, especially in a hair transplant clinic, because these patients need somebody to guide them to keep whatever they paid for and also
true.
not lose what they had before.
Yeah, this is for anything. Like this is even in cosmetology. We have hair, we go through different chapters of our lives and different things happen. Like when I assess and analyze hair, I'm looking if it's dry, brittle, broken, hair shed, hair loss. There's always a window to it. And even as trichologists, we lose hair
Yeah.
post-pregnancy. Myself, I have celiac disease. I had undiagnosed celiac, and it was the hair loss that helped us pinpoint what was happening with me with my physical health. There's a lot of things that hair will tell us. I tell you, it's like a little crystal ball. Your hair's shedding or breaking or brittle, it's your body's telling you something. And that's where trichologists were able to transcribe that for you and help get to the root of your health issues as well. And not just genetic health hair loss triggers, all of that. And that's, a trichologist just to house, even if you start getting more oily scalp, well, a trichologist can help you pinpoint that.
Yeah.
What's going on? Like there's so many benefits with a trichologist, and it's not just surgical, it's in the cosmetic side too. And that's where we are bridging the gap between, the medical side and the cosmetology side. We are bringing it all together to encompass a better hair health journey and your own health journey.
That's true. That's true, guys. So we want to urge you, as a general public, to visit a trichologist. If you do not know of one near you, we have 3 trichologists right here at the Hairwire that we provide online consultations. So you can have a consultation with each of us or one of us, however you prefer. But I will urge you to visit our website, thehairwire.com, and also follow us in social media through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, our show at Spotify. You can listen our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and of course here at YouTube, which of course we need you to like our show. Hit the like button right now. Hit the like button. Hit of course the notification bell so you can get notified of all of our stream, all of our social videos, social media videos that we plug in every time here to YouTube. So yes, it is very important. Now, let's talk about why is it so important, to have a trichologist, not only while you're having hair loss, but as a way to prevent hair loss. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, I have a group of people, they come to my clinic and they're like, I'm not experiencing hair loss. I just want to make sure that I don't lose.
That's awesome.
And like, yeah, it's incredible because this group of people, they are so into what's happening to their bodies, and they want to make sure that everything is all right. And I'll say this, having a trichologist before you have a hair issue is the best thing that can happen to you, because you're going to be able to fortify what you have. You're going to be able to address many issues that are surrounding your scalp, and you're going to be able to normalize it even better, the people who are experiencing any type of hair or scalp issues. And that's the beauty of it. So I would suggest, if you can visit a trichologist at least once or twice a year, just to make sure that everything is all right, that you're using the right products, that you're keeping the right regime, and that you're looking for your hair the proper way. Because unfortunately, when we go to a hair salon, not all hairstylists are in for your health. And Carrie, what I'm talking about, a lot of people, if you walk into a hair salon, you have long hair and it's dark, they want to chop it off, they want to make it blonde.
I've seen it so many times where you have these hair gurus or hair TikTokers, hair influencers.
Yeah.
I have seen their hair after, and the hair that they have damaged. Oh, like, yes, it looks beautiful with Photoshop and polished and primed, but after a wash, oh, I tell you, oh, they're not in it. They're in it for the vanity, you guys. They're not in it for the integrity of the hair or the hair health. Yeah, so you got to be very cautious. But you guys, okay, can we tell them this exciting announcement?
Yes, we have. Please.
Okay, so we have decided we are going to do a summit. We are working on it right now, but it's going to be for everybody. It's going to be those who want to learn more about hair care, hair loss, hair mastery, and also those who want to learn about the business as well. It's a collective for everyone. Come in, we're going to have special guests talk about different topics. I might do some special stuff on getting into the business, you name it. So if you want to join that right now, we're still working out the kinks and putting it all together. We literally just decided this, you guys. If you want to be part of this, join the wait list right now. It is going to be a fee because it is going to be live and on demand. But right now we just haven't posted that yet. But if you want the wait list for when you could go and purchase your ticket, join the wait list. You could go to thehairwire.com/summit, and all the details will be there as we get more information and we land and sign all of our guests. And we plan to launch this when, Bisan? Was it September 24th?
September 24th, yeah.
Yes.
So there you go. And yes, we'll be live there, but we're going to set it up so you could purchase to come live and ask questions in real time. Or if you want to catch it on demand, we'll have it on demand for a different price thereafter for a incremented time. We haven't decided quite yet what that looks like, but yeah, so make sure you guys sign up for on that, and let's get you hair smart and grow your knowledge on hair and hair care and the hair business.
Yep, get hair smart.
Get hair smart, guys. This is what we do here at the Hair Wire. And again, go to our website, thehairwire.com, and of course, go to the summit. Okay, click on the summit. And so you can start loading your email. We're collecting emails. So as soon as we have all the details, you're going to be the first ones to know about what we have in store for you. We're building this special summit for everyone interested in hair. If you're interested in hair, scalp, and solutions for hair and, of course, scalp disorders, please come. This is going to be an amazing event. It's going to be an online event. And we want you to join us live so that you're able, to ask your questions, bring in your questions. We're going to have a great Q&A session, a great Q&A panel. We're going to be discussing everything that we're going to be working during the summit. And, we want to bring all of those questions, to bring closure to many of the things that, bother us sometimes. And we want to be there for you guys. So that's the moment, that's the place. So stay tuned. And of course, go right now and click on the summit, thehairwire.com, click on the summit and let us know that you want to be there. And as soon as we have all the information, going to be the first ones to know. Okay. So anything else that we left behind before we go?
No, get hair smart.
Yes. And subscribe.
Get hair smart, guys.
No. Subscribe.
Important. You have to subscribe, guys. You have to subscribe here to the channel at the Hair Wire. And of course, visit us here at thehairwire.com. So that's it for today. We'll see you next time. Take care. God bless you all. Bye-bye. And where do I stop here? Oh, okay.